Yes, children. So finally you people understood what do you mean by tithes. Okay, tithes means it is a kind of tax paid by the peasants to the churches. Okay, and the next we'll see that, see here, these included a direct tax called tail. So as I told you people, tithes is a tax which is they are paying to the churches, but here the tail is a direct tax which they are paying on the land. See here, and a number of indirect taxes which were levied on articles of everyday consumption like salt or tax, tobacco. So here what happens, the many kind of taxes were levied only to the third estate people. Okay, the first two estate people were exempted to pay tax. Only the third estate people were able to pay the taxes. Okay, you people have to remember there are this two kinds of tax. One, it is tithes, the taxes which will be paid to the churches, and the tails, that means the direct taxes that they have to pay to the landlords. Okay, yes children. And the next we'll see about the burden of financing activities of the state through taxes was borne by the third estate alone. So of course what happens children, the financing activities, it is like a burden to the people because only the third estate people were paying the taxes, only the third estate people. The rest two other, the clergies and nobilities were not paying the taxes. Of course, it will be very burden to the third estate people. Okay, see here how the first two estate people are, taking the advantages from the third estate people, because only the third estate people has to serve the first two estate people. They have to work for the army, they have to work in the construction activities or the building activities, they have to work in the field, they have to work in their house. Such a long list. Okay, only the third estate people were burdened by the financing activities of the state because they were the only people who were paying the taxes to the government or the state. Okay, see here. In detail, I'll be explaining you people about the feudal system. Guys, hope if you have any doubts or the confusion, look here, understand it properly. So as I told you people, earlier we were following the monarchy. So the king was there and he is the the first ruler, and then nobles. That, as I told you people, they are the landlords. Okay, the second estate people are the landlords, and the third we can see the knights and the vassals. So here what happens, and the fourth one we can see about the peasants. Okay, see here, the king will lend land to the nobility people. Guys, understand this concept very carefully. This is very much important. See, the king will lend land to the nobility people. Okay, it is like a large plots. But later, this nobility people will divide that land. Guys, understand? They will divide the land and they will lend that land to the vassals or the knights. Okay, they will divide that land into the the other portions and they lend that land to the vassals or the knights. The vassals is also known for the small landlords, or the knights also known for the landlords. Okay, finally those the knights or the vassals, again they will divide that land into the small portions. Okay, hope you guys are understanding, right? Again, that knights or the vassals, they will divide the land into the small portions, and that land they will be given to the peasants. Hope you guys are understanding, right? Finally, the land, the first king will lend the land to the nobility people. Nobility people will divide the land and give to the knights or the vassals, and again vassals will divide into the small portion and they will be given to the peasants. That means the people who will be working in the field. So in return, they have to pay to the the next levels. See here, the peasants has to pay the food and services to the vassals, and from that they will be paying the portion to the this people, and the military services, the nobility people also they have to pay some portion, and from that they will be paying some portion to the money and the knights. Okay, hope you guys understood, right? This is called as a feudal system or the feudal power. Hope you guys understood, right? Okay, children. See, that is what the same thing. The monarchy is there, and then the the nobility people will be there, and then the vassals are the knights will be there, and then the peasants will be there. So finally, they will be giving the land to them, and even these people will be dividing the land, and they'll be giving to the vassals, and finally they'll give it to the peasants. So finally, this people, the peasants, has to pay the taxes in the forms of crops. Again, they have to pay the crops to the even vassals and even the nobility people. And finally, from this side we can see even they have to pay, they have to work under this nobility people, they have to work under the clergy people, and they'll be paid the taxes to them. Okay, so this is how the feudal system works. It is a high burden to the third estate people alone, the peasants alone. Okay, fine, children. So let us see about the each category, each estate people. See, the first estate you people understood that the clergy people, they are the the priests are the the owners of the church. See, 2% of the population we can see this clergy people in the France, and they owned around 10% of the land and paid no taxes. They'll not be paying any taxes. They'll be just paying like a gift to the state and collected tithes. Guys, remember what do you mean by tithes? Yes, this is a tax which has been collected by the peasants from the church. You people understood, right? And the next one we can see about the second estate, that is nobility people. They are the landlords. 1.5% of the French population is about this people. Okay, this is nobility people, owned 25% of the land and exempted to pay the taxes. The same, first two estates were exempted to pay the taxes. But coming to the third estate, see here children, third estate, the everyone else, apart from the nobility and the clergy people, everyone else will be considered as a third estate people. That is the 90% of the population, the French population is third estate people. Okay, and owned 65% of the land in the France, and only estates required to pay the taxes. The only this estate is alone paying the taxes to the state or the government. Hope you guys understood, right? Very good, children. Okay, so later, so you people understood about feudal system and the three estates. If any doubts, guys, let me know. Okay, and the next thing about the increase in the population, how people started to struggle just to survive. Okay, see here, the population of France rose from about 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789. So see guys, the population started to increase more and more. So once the population increases more, what are the requirements we need, children? Because once the population increase, we have to provide them the better shelter and we have to provide the food. Yes or no? So finally, increase the population. So what are the problems they are facing? See here. So that led, so increase in the population led to a rapid increase in the demand for the food grains. So as I told you people, of course, we have to fulfill the needs of the people. So finally, the demand for the food grains increased. The demand for the food grains started to increase more and more. So guys, just remember, the population increasing, the demand is increasing. Do you think that simultaneously the production will also increase? No. See here, the production of grains could not keep pace with the demand. So this production could not meet the demand of the food grains. Okay, so that is the reason. What happens? The demand for the products is more, the production is less. Of course, the prices of the products will increase or decrease. Yes, children, it increases. See here. See. So the price of the bread, which was the staple diet of the majority, rose rapidly. So finally we understood that, increase in the population led to the increased demand for the food grains, but decrease in the production. The production did not increase like how the demand increased. So due to the demand of the products increased, the prices of the products also increased. Understood, right? The prices of the products also started to increase. See here, children. Most of the workers were employed as laborers in workshops whose owner fixed their wages. So finally, what happens? The many third estate people were working in the small workshops, and they were working like, the many landless laborers was there. Okay. So finally, what happened? They were paid very less wages. Their wages were fixed by the owners. Okay, the fixed wages they used to get. So finally, what happened? It is very difficult for them to meet the needs of them. Yes or no, children? See here. But wages did not keep pace with the rise in prices, so the gap between the poor and the rich widened. So guys, you are understanding, right? So finally, the prices of the products increased, but whatever the wages the people were getting, it did not meet the needs of the people. Okay, so finally what happened? The gap between the rich and the poor increased or widened. Okay, hope you guys are understanding, right? The prices of the products of the food increased, the bread price increased, but the wages of the workers which they were getting did not increase. So due to that, what happened? They could not even meet the needs of that. So that is the reason finally the gap between the rich and the poor increased. Okay, see here. Things became worse whenever drought or hail reduced the harvest. So due to the bad harvesting, that is due to drought or hail, finally even the production become still more worse. So that time what happens? The price of the products of course increases more. Okay, so that is the reason it is very difficult for the people to meet the needs just to purchase their the daily diet. What is the staple diet for them? Bread. So even the prices of the bread also increased. Hope you guys are understanding, no children? Yes. See, this led to a subsistence crisis, something that occurred frequently in France during the old regime. So what do you mean by subsistence crisis? That means it is an extreme stage of crisis, children. Extreme stage of the crisis where they'll not be getting even their daily needs. The people will not able to meet their daily needs also. Just like a bread, it is a daily need. Yes or no? It is a staple diet for the people. Even just to purchase the daily needs also, the people were not able to meet their needs. That kind of situation they met. That is called as a subsistence crisis. Okay, hope you guys understood, right? Yes, yes guys, in today's class we understood about the three concepts. One, it is about the three different estates and their roles, and the second one, it's about feudal system. What do you mean by feudal system? And the third thing, we understood about how people were struggling just to survive. Okay, this three concept you people understood, right? Just make a note of all these questions. You have to explain about the feudal system and the three estates of the French Revolution. What are the three estates? And reasons for increase in the bread prices, that you have to explain. And the dash is the direct tax collected by third estate people. What is the direct tax? The tills. Okay. Fine. Thank you all children.